Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so um, as I'm sitting here just kind of listening to Chris Broussard and the guys talk about players, Jimmy Butler particularly, they're talking about how he's, um, found a home in Miami after trying to go through several different situations. He's finally found a place that he's settled into, and he's been there for a couple of years, and it seems like it's going strong, right? He's found a actual NBA home. And then I think about like his path and how he was in Chicago for a while. That situation wasn't necessarily perfect for him. Jumped to Minnesota, didn't work out. Philadelphia, he was hoping worked out, didn't work out. Finally got to Miami. I think about James Harden, who started off in Houston, everything was going great. Or rather, OKC, they traded him to a home. He was there for a time. Things eventually changed, and he looked for yet another home, and how it took him several stops in order to get to Philadelphia, the ultimate destination that he was thinking of going to in the first place. Now, granted, kind of had a pit stop in Brooklyn because that opportunity was like once in a lifetime. But all in all, my thought is there are a lot of situations in the NBA where there are players who have been drafted to situations that they don't fit in. And they have to spend maybe 7 years in those situations because that's how you get your money in the NBA. We all know that. After those 7 years, they need to find a home, right? And sometimes it's difficult to find a fit. Sometimes maybe you only fit in like 3 places, but you can't get to those places for a multitude of reasons. I think that the NBA should devise some kind of plan to make it easier for teams that are intending to sign players for multiple years to get to those teams. If you're committing to a player for 4 or more years, it should be some kind of way for you to get that player much easier than maybe the rest of the field. Now, I don't know how you figure that out. There are obviously a lot of different bidding war situations that can make that murky. But what I'm saying is that's the equation. Now we got to figure out the solution to it. That's what I'm saying to you. I don't have the answer. I'm just saying there's the problem. You got to figure out how to get those players to their fits sooner without having them have pit stops in situations that are, not best for them and not best for the teams. And then if you think about the other flip side of it, it's like you have teams that are looking for pieces that they can't seem to get to because of cap reasons, or because of trade issues, or because another team has more assets, but that team doesn't necessarily have the best fit for that player, so it's just a bad situation. Or maybe their GM is ambitious in a negative way, so he's going to bring a piece to him that he wants just because, even though it's not best. Meanwhile, this guy's career is in the balance. That team needs that guy. It's just like the NBA should see that as an issue and say, okay, we have things called trade exceptions. We have all different types of stuff, pick swaps and different things that amend situations to make them easier to facilitate. Here's one. You got to figure out a way to get James Harden to Philly without having him have pit stops all over the place. You got to find a way to get Jimmy Butler to Miami without having him have to jump around to Minnesota and Philly and all these different places that are not the fit that ultimately is in his mind to be at. That way, what this does is create a certain level of stability on your teams. Your fan base knows that they're going to see the same guy next year. They rooting for a team that they can invest in because it's not going to disappear in a year. Like, that's what's going on in the NBA, with the exception of like Utah, maybe Milwaukee, Golden State, a few teams. All of us know that whatever our team is this year, whether we like it or not, it's probably gone next year. We're going to see pieces that are going to change that team around and make it nothing like what it is we've been rooting for. So that's why you have so many player fans, because they can't be a fan of a team. They don't get a team to really root for. The guys that they're rooting against are going to be on the team they're rooting for next year. This kind of removes that dynamic to agree by letting the superstars have a path to get to those fan bases sooner and stay there for long periods of time in agreement with the organization and themselves. That way, all these different ways of getting guys to different organizations that they don't stay in, they have bad fits, they can't even get off the bench because they have guys playing their position. All of these different things kind of get settled in if we figured out the answer to what it is I just provided, to a degree, particularly with the bigger names and the superstars. So you have more loyalty within your fan bases from team to team, I think, when they know, hey, my guy's going to be here. I don't have to worry about guys leaving. Can you imagine how the Bucks situation would have been if Giannis would have left? Like, their fan base is booming. Everybody's happy right now. They can't wait for next season. But if Giannis would have went to, say, the Lakers, how would they be doing right now? You know, these are the type of things. You look at Portland, how they're struggling, and how Dame. You see Dame's face yesterday when he was sitting on that podium and they got the 7th pick. Like, his career has been ruined because of circumstances we're talking about. There's some type of fit out there, a player or two, that needs to be in Portland to have made Dame's career what it needed to be for him to compete for championships. But that guy never got to Portland because of the situation I just described to you. So it's like, we got to figure out a way to get that guy to his team. The team that you know he wants to be at, the team you know wants him, the team you know that fits him or what have you. If that fit exists, trade exception A, B, and C should make it so that they can facilitate that player there without as many disruptions or obstacles, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So that is what I got, man. I'm hoping the NBA can take a look at that and get some stability and some continuity with these front offices and franchises and rosters. So that's what I got. PDO44. Thank y'all for watching.